Video game consoles are as much a part of our society as computers these days. They can access the internet, they can play movies, they can do videos, they can just about do it all. Just as it were in the past, it is just as hard now to decide upon which ones out there would be best for you, your family, your entertainment you wish to have. This video here should help with that decision. In it, I'll tell you the prices, the functionality, and the specs for each of the three systems of today. Today's console war is between the Sony Playstation 4, the Microsoft Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. To be clear, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One both have different variations of the console, with the Slim model and even more recently with the Pro and the X. With this video though, we will focus on the originals. At the very least, doing it this way will give you the basis for helping you know what each system will do should you decide to get them. The first one we'll be talking about is the PlayStation 4 or PS4. Game systems being, well, game systems, one of the most important things to mention are the games that come with this system. And this console has the most exclusives of all three options. And it's still rather lively in terms of games that come out every year. You can get a classic PS4 for around $300 depending on location and memory space. Came out in 2013 and had some of the most impressive graphics you've ever seen in a game console at the time. Given its specs, it's all stellar. PlayStation Plus is a feature that would allow you to play games online. However, PS Plus does have other useful features like free games and sometimes free movies. These free features come out monthly, and even more so depends on if you have a PS4, PS3, or even a PS Vita. There are three options in purchasing PS Plus. There's the $9.99 a month option, the $24.99 for 3-month option, and the $59.99 a year option. If you happen to have an older PlayStation system and think you can put in your favorite PS2 game, you will be disappointed to realize the PS4 has no backwards compatibility. Sony did, however, release a somewhat liable workaround for this fact with PS Now. You will also be disappointed to find that by buying PS Plus, PS Now is not included, meaning you have to pay for both features separately. The easiest way to think of PS Now is like the Netflix of the PlayStation library. That means it is a stream network for PlayStation games. Whether you find it worth getting for $19.99 a month is entirely up to you. The good thing with Now is that it is playable on PC as well, whereas Game Pass is not. Some useful features that this console has is that you can hook up a standard headphone into the controller and switch the options of your system to send all sound to that controller. It's incredibly useful should you want to give those around you silence, say if you're playing at night. But the biggest feature that currently no other console has is its offer of VR. With the camera and motion controllers sold separately, VR is a better experience, but you should get a ton of fun with just the headset, and more games are made to support the VR functionality yearly. The Xbox One, we'll just call it the One, depending on the choice of gigabyte storage and model, you can find this for anywhere from $200 to $300, making this one a slightly cheaper option than the PS4, depending on where you find it. In the original models, the PS4 and One had similar specs, some better than on one, some better on the other. It is what it is. It kept both consoles relatively the same in power and graphics, but one thing that makes it different, as with any console of any generation, is its exclusive content. The company that made the Xbox Series is also a major computer company. You might have heard of them. The unfortunate thing about that is nearly every game for the One is also purchasable on PC. That does make the list look rather minute in comparison to the PS4. Like the PlayStation Plus, there is an Xbox equivalent called Xbox Live Gold. This offers pretty much the same thing with monthly free games among other things. Also with Now, the Game Pass is their game version of Netflix. Actually, to be more specific, it is not exactly a stream network like Now is. This is a network that you can actually download the bought games, and even more of a plus, Game Pass is only a smooth $9.99 a month. Much easier to pay for instead of the $19.99 a month. Some useful features for the One are rather pretty unique. Obviously, with this system being Microsoft, you have Cortana as your voice control. Just calling out Xbox On will do just that. And with voice control that has been worked on since the previous gen with the 360, it is put together better than the PlayStation equivalent. I can't go to talk about the One without bringing up one of the most important features. It is the only console of this list that actually has backwards compatibility. Not full compatibility, mind you. Some games work and some don't. But if you have a favorite game and it's on the compatibility list, you can actually just put the disc in and it will play just like it would if you put it in its respective system. The list of games for this feature are constantly growing, which you can find online. Now with the Switch, there isn't a whole lot on it yet. That's because this game system is still new for console standards. Coming out earlier this year in 2017, this console comes in at around $300 depending on new or used, and although it seems like a good price, there are some hidden costs to it. As compared to the specs of either of the other consoles, it has very little edge. The graphics are the lowest grade of the three, and its operations when compared to the other systems look like a joke. But what this game console lacks in its specs, it makes up for in other ways. Nintendo has always been known for its exclusive library of games, dating as far back as the resurgence of the home game consoles way back with the NES, and the Switch being no exception to this rule. Despite being new and having the smallest library of the three systems, the Switch's exclusive content mixes the old and the new. It also is the first console in many generations where a large mass of third-party developers are able to bring their games to Nintendo. Unlike the PS4 or One, this does not charge for online. That is changing though in 2018 when they'll be adding more online gameplay through their games and more online features. Of the three consoles, this will be the cheapest option, coming in at only $20 a year. Whether or not once this update is released, if it will bring Netflix and YouTube to the Switch, is all still up for debate, but currently it does not have it. Useful features of this console are the use of Miis. Much like avatars on the One, a Mii is a personalized digital self you can use to act as yourself in the system and even in games. It also comes with two controllers instead of the standard one. How this game system works is that each end of the screen has parts that act as its controller. By taking these off of the tablet, you can link them together or use them individually. Doing this then treats both parts as their own controller. And lastly, the most unique feature, and being the most important when talking about the Switch, is its portability. The console itself is the tablet and not necessarily the docking station. It pridefully enables you to see the game from your TV screen while docked and charging, to be able to seamlessly transfer to the tablet should you remove it from said station. This transfers the screen from the TV straight to the tablet. The best part of this feature is that you can take this console virtually anywhere. It only needs to be docked should you wish to charge it. By far, it is the most innovative console we have ever seen from Nintendo yet. In conclusion, all three modern consoles each have a level of validity to picking one over the other. The PlayStation 4 offers a strong list of console exclusives while also having a unique controller, VR and otherwise, and great functionality. The problem with the console comes in when you see the prices for its online features and lack of backwards compatibility. Although the Plus and Now have great options available to them, to buy both yearly would outpay the cost of the console itself in just 2 years. The Xbox One does hold on a strong argument when stating the fact that its classic model is generally going to be the cheapest of the three options. Its ease of accessibility using Cortana makes it an almost hands-free console until the actual gameplay. However, with its lack of powerful exclusives, the console can be looked at more like a Blu-ray Netflix player that can be consistently linked to your TV. The Switch, as with Nintendo, is linked to being a family console, especially when you consider its addition of having two controllers in the one console and its portability. The only real issues are there is no online, there are hidden prices in the console, say with extra controllers or add-ons to link them together without the tablet, and the simple fact that it is a brand new system with so little of it fully utilized to its potential yet. There's no way of telling where this console will go a year from now. I hope this video shed some light on this topic for you. Whether or not you're someone with a young family that wants to get something your whole family can share, or you're fresh into a good check and you've been looking at these console choices for some time, or flat out new to the gaming world and just want to know what all the fuss is about, I hope it helped you decide on which console would be right for you. Thank you guys, and I hope to see y'all again.